I welcome us all to this brief ceremony. A few weeks back, we had the second edition of our annual award where we recognized lawmakers who have distinguished themselves. This brief ceremony, I would say, is a continuation of that event. While we criticize lawmakers, as journalists, we will continue to hold them accountable. We'll also not fail to recognize members who have in one way or the other contributed in delivering dividends of democracy to their constituents and promote legislative excellence, and Honorable Sam Onuigbo has been found worthy today. As journalists covering the House of Representatives, our duty is not only to criticize, like I said, and the idea is to encourage them to do more. This morning, the press corps will be honoring Honorable Sam Onuigbo for his tenacity and commitment to legislative excellence. Anyone who understands the implication of climate change to our world will appreciate what this legislation means for Nigeria and indeed the entire world. We congratulate Honorable Sam Onuigbo, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, and the entire 360 lawmakers for pushing through this all-important bill known today as the Sam Onuigbo Climate Change Bill. We are all aware the climate change bill suffered a major setback from one assembly to another, and the 9th Assembly finally did that, and that only scaled through under the leadership of the Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, the talk and do speaker. And today, the country is celebrating this landmark event. The signing of the bill into law by Mr. President has made Nigeria join the elite group of countries that have enacted emissions target legislation aiming to eliminate carbon emissions. So this event became necessary because members of the House of Representatives press corps also contributed their quote and reporting the bill, writing analysis, and also stating what Nigeria stands to benefit from this bill. So I must say congratulations, especially to Mr. Speaker, the 9th House of Representatives. This is just one out of many bills. If you recall the edition of our award, I mentioned so many bills that has been signed into law by Mr. President, and the climate change bill has come to stay, and for me is a welcome development and a step in the right direction. I must say congratulations to Mr. Speaker and Honorable Sam Onuigbo as we ask you to do more. Congratulations once more. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I understand the Speaker has got a law.
He attended Community Primary School, Umuahia, Oboro Secondary Commercial School, Mudike, and Alvanikuku College of Education, Owerri, Imo State, where he obtained a National Certificate of Education in 1983. He further earned a diploma in law from the University of Lagos and a master's in business administration from the Enugu State University of Science and Technology, Enugu. Representative Onuigbo also attended the Executive Education Program on Leadership at the John F. Kennedy School of Government, Harvard University, USA. He participated in courses as the U.S. Department of State Foreign Service Institute, National Foreign Affairs Training Institute, Washington, D.C., Public Affairs Council, Washington, D.C., Training on Security by ASIS International as New Orleans, Louisiana, USA. He also trained in finance, accounting, and corporate governance. He is a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators, London, fellow, Nigerian Institute of Management, Chartered, member, ASIS International, Virginia, USA, and patron, Nigerian Institute of Management, Umuahia chapter. Sam Onuigbo worked at the U.S. Embassy, Nigeria for 18 meritorious years, during which he rose to the position of Supervisory Fraud Prevention Specialist. During his time at the U.S. Embassy, Representative Onuigbo won several meritorious honors awards from the U.S. Department of State. At the national level, he was Special Advisor, Public Affairs, Office of the Speaker, House of Representatives, National Assembly, Abuja, during the 6th Assembly. At the state level, he was the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Plans and Survey, Commissioner for Finance, Abia State, a former board member, International Glass Industries Limited, Aba. Since 2015, he has been the member representing Ikwuano, Umuahia North and South Federal Constituency as the House of Representatives. He is the first House of Representatives member from that constituency to be re-elected. An applause for that. He was the chairman, House of Representatives Committee on Climate Change during the 8th Assembly and currently the President's Global Legislators Organization for a Balanced Environment Globe, Nigeria, Chairman, Climate Parliament, Nigeria, and Vice President, Africa of Globe International. He sponsored Nigeria's Climate Change Act. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Representative Sam Onuigbo.
Sam Onuigbo. Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you. A round of applause again for Vice Honorable. By who? Okay. The next will be a brief remark by the awardee, Right Honorable Sam Onuigbo. Please take the podium, sir. Thank you.
I am grateful for this opportunity and honor which has come from a very reputable body like the National Assembly Press Corps. For me, this is an eloquent testimony to the fact that I have done something laudable. The National Assembly Press Corps traditionally is meant to constantly place a finger on the pulse of the National Assembly, and thus their prognosis should matter. This award means a whole lot to me because it is an award earned and not an award purchased. Being of Bill's most dedicated lawmaker of the year, this has a certain ring to it, especially the title of Dean of Bills. I think that the Climate Change Act is so important that if those who constantly place their fingers on the pulse of our nation's lawmaking think the sponsor of the bill that gave birth to the act deserves that title, then it must be apt. Thank you. I am humbled. The journey to Nigeria getting a Climate Change Act was a long and tortuous one. Today, the success we recorded with Mr. President assenting to the bill passed by this incredible 9th Assembly glosses over the pains. For this, we must be thankful to His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, for exhibiting precocious leadership and matching his promise of May 29, 2015 with action. I am happy that today we have a Climate Change Act, which will guide Nigeria in her decarbonization efforts, ensure that we justly transit to net zero, bring requisite attention to the menace of climate change, provide funding for adaptation and mitigation measures, including nature-based solutions, create employment for our teeming youth, help us on our journey towards green recovery, and ultimately ensure that we sustainably develop while preserving this earth for our children. The success recorded was possible because we collectively fought for this. It was not a one-man show. The exceptional leadership and commitment shown by the leadership of the National Assembly, especially the Speaker of the House of Representatives, His Excellency Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, who not only constituted and also caused the Ministries of Justice and Environment to send in their own representatives, a review committee to identify and address the areas of contention that made President Buhari and former presidents deny assent to the bill in the 8th, 7th, and 6th Assemblies, but also followed up to ensure that expedited passage was effected at the House and the Senate. In the absence of Mr. Speaker, the Deputy Speaker took over and also pushed for the bill to be given passage. Let me stop a little bit here to emphasize a point. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you specially because the kind of support you gave me each time I came with one thing or the other to be done about the bill, you gave me express support. Even in constituting the technical committee, when I came, you said, no, you just signed off. And then you were able to welcome the Minister of State Environment to reassure that we're going to pass the bill. You also wrote a letter in support of the one that I already written, saying, I support this letter written by Right Honorable Sam Onuigbo. Mr. Speaker, this is not cheap. And that's why I said this bill, this Climate Change Act, attaining this level is not a one-man show. So I want to publicly acknowledge your commitment. I know you called me dogged honorable, but I also will call you a dogged speaker. Because today we are celebrating, today we are happy. So I'm happy that you honored us by being here. So I'll be able to say this publicly. You really, really exercise leadership, and I'm encouraged by that. Make no mistakes about it. Climate change is an existential issue and must be treated as such. Our country, Nigeria, must therefore take appropriate and coordinated actions in its transition to net zero so as to avoid being left behind with a lot of stranded assets. Members of the National Assembly, from the Senate President, His Excellency Senator Dr. Ahmed Lawan, GCON, through his deputy, Senator Umuahia, the majority leader of the Senate, the leadership of the House, the National Assembly bureaucracy, from the clerk to the National Assembly, clerk of the Senate, clerk of the House of Representatives, members of the diplomatic community, especially the British High Commission, the US. I'm happy that the US Embassy is also represented here. My colleagues at Globe and Climate Parliament, Nigeria, the technical team that helped review the bill, members of the media who fought this through. I think you deserve a round of applause. The civil society organizations and all who played important roles in this journey. I would like to end by specifically sending my commendation to the Irrepressible Minister of State for Environment, Chief Sharon Ikazo, for her love for Nigeria and the future of the country. Nigeria needs more leaders like you. In the same vein, I commend the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Honorable Abubakar Malami, SAN, for appreciating the importance of this legislation and therefore providing the necessary support. Assent to the bill is an important starting point, but the journey ahead is still a long one. I am certain that we will achieve success if we work together, especially by ensuring that the implementation phase is commenced as soon as possible. Again, I would like to thank the National Assembly Press Corps for putting this together. Thank you, and God bless.
Preside. Otherwise, I would have been here with you all day. So I have a bill signing ceremony. I think how many bills just now that I have to sign? About 25. But none as important as this bill that we celebrate this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, my very dear friend, brother and colleague, Sam Onuigbo and his lovely wife, representative of the US Embassy, and all the important dignitaries here today. I'm actually delighted to stand here today to just say one or two words about my friend and my brother, Sam, and to congratulate you for this amazing feat, this landmark achievement. There are bills and there are bills. And as I've always said, it's not the number of bills, but the quality of bills that are passed. The climate bill, or climate change bill, is one of those bills that on the face of it, nobody bothers to even try to understand. But at a closer examination and a proper understanding of what it entails, it's perhaps one of those life-changing, or one of those bills that can affect each and every one of us for life. So I will recommend that many of us, particularly the journalists, go and do some research, even members, go and do some research on the impact of climate change and how topical it is in the world today. Honorable Sam has been so passionate and so committed and consistent in the pursuit of having this bill signed into law. His doggedness, his determination to make sure he sees the bill from the beginning to the very end has earned my respect in no small measure. Indeed, many of us, including me, sometimes get confused and forget. Many times I address him and he corrects me. And I'm the one that chose the committee chairman. But I always forget that he's not the chairman committee on climate change. It's a testament to the work that he has put into this bill. If that is the one bill, I mean, he's done so much on the floor of the House since I've known him over the years. But if this is the one bill that is his legacy in the National Assembly, then it is one bill that perhaps will surpass and leave generations yet to come. So I congratulate you, and I congratulate his wife for standing and sitting next to him over the years and even up until now. To you, Madam, Sam has done what you may not even understand. You know, not just for our generation, but for generations yet unborn. He was it Scotland, or where was it the last? Yes, and even though I was not there, I got reports on your even in faraway Scotland at the conference on your commitment, and you're moving from one place to the other and trying to make sure that you got a full hands-on experience on the issue of climate change. So I would even encourage, and I might even plan that, because it's also something that a lot of us in Nigeria, and even in the House, do not understand. And I keep repeating this, the significance of this bill. So perhaps one day I will, on a lighter note, arrange a lecture where you will educate many of us in the House on the impact of climate change. So I want to thank you, and I want to congratulate you for this great achievement, and wish you many more laurels to come. You have done well, you are doing well, and I know you will continue to do well. Congratulations.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I think we are coming to the end of the program. Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, you aren't just a dogged.
And we appreciate the opportunity I received to participate in this event. Climate change, as was mentioned by the Honorable Speaker, is a global issue. It is something that we all face, and we applaud and support the efforts of the National Assembly to face this challenge and to look forward to the future generations of Nigeria and its needs. Congratulations and best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Indeed, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, we're very, very grateful to you, sir. Always very grateful to you, sir. Thank you. The awardee, congratulations to you for this wonderful day. And thank you, everyone that has graced this occasion. We appreciate you. We appreciate you.